Okay. Hi, my name is Lashana. I will be guiding you through a meditative yoga sculpt, high energy vinyasa style flow class. And you will be using some weights. We will be incorporating body weight, so feel free to just use your body weight as well. Drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and have fun. Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay. This is a chair pose. So you're sitting, your hips are sitting back. You want your knees aligned with your toes. And then weights to heart. So you want to sit deep in your chair. You want to be able to see all 10 toes. And then you want to exert up like this. And keep bending deep in your chair. Release. Forward fold. Then we go into a halfway lift. Back to forward fold. We could do an extended mountain. So you're grounded in all 10 toes, all 4 corners of your toes. Shoulders back, fingers extended towards the sky. Back into a forward fold. Hands on your hips. Allow your heart to fall to the floor. Halfway lift. And then this would be called a chaturanga vinyasa flow. So plant your palms, bend your knees, step back to high plank, shift forward, so shoulders over wrists, lower down about halfway, dip to the shoelaces of your feet for upward facing dog, option to come up, and then back to downward facing dog. And then you can bend your knees, step up to the top of your mat, halfway lift, forward fold, and now we're back. That's called like a sunbeam.
A sunbeam, okay.
A
So you get warmed up?
Yeah, it's like part of your warm-up.
Part of it, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe are getting breathing under control? And
You're breathing, yeah. You're going to stay breathing.
Okay, that's the first one.
Yeah.
And then what if we go into after, right after that?
So after that, well, let's say that we're down here in our downward facing dog. So we can do a 3-legged dog. So you would just be legs high. You want to be on the ball of your foot, and then your foot that's flexed towards the sky, you want to flex it down towards the mat. And then you want to exhale to a low lunge. So your knee is lifted up. You step it through so that you frame your foot with your palm. And then you lift your chest. And then your arms are overhead. This is a crescent, high crescent lunge. So your knee is straight down. Your knee right here is over your toes. And your arms are towards the sky. Now from here, we're going to go to a warrior 2. So you're going to spin your back heel down, just like that. And then your arms are stretched towards each side of the room. You keep a gradual bend in your knee, your front knee. And you should be looking over your front fingertips towards the edge of your mat. So it is heel to arch alignment. And then you twist your palms for reverse warrior. So you're bending, you're still bending and lengthening through your side body. And then we go back to low lunge and take your vinyasa. So that's like a kind of a heart low down. You frame your foot again, step back to high plank, shoulders over wrist, lower down halfway, flip to your shoelaces, and then downward facing dog. So those are some really good transitions.
Nice.
So that was more of like part of a vinyasa flow.
Vinyasa flow.
Yeah. So you're generating heat through your body, and then you're warming up your joints for all of the next warm-ups that are coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's So for like I put about 6 to 7 minutes on the warm up, and then another about 7 to without it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Probably like 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
Yeah. Now we can go into like some of the transitions to like sequences that we do. So one would be probably, I mean, there is a cardio burst. I don't know if I'm doing that right now. It's a lot. But basically, you start. So basically, when you're in a down knee, it's called, right? So we're here. We just came out of our sun A and sun B. We inhale, shift forward to a high plank, and then we have mountain climbers. So you start slow, and you drive each knee towards your chest, and you step it back. You want to make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists as you're doing your mountain climbers. You want to keep your core engaged, so you want to draw your ribcage in, navel to your spine, and you want to press the mat away from you, so that you can do these, with ease. And you want to keep breathing, of course. Now, there is a part where you can run it out, but that's, of course, once you have taken all the procedures of keeping your core engaged, pressing the mat away. Strong in your shoulders, and you want to imagine as if you're balancing a glass of water on your sacrum or lower back, so that when you are running it out, it's like you're not really moving anywhere. So once that's done, you come up to a down facing dog, you take a deep inhale, exhale, let it all go, and then you come back to your high plank. And then there's toe taps. So again, this is building heat inside your body. This is also increasing stamina and your heart rate. So then when you go into your toe taps, you want to stay within all four corners of your mat. And you want to tap it out, side to side. Again, we're keeping our core engaged, strong in your shoulders over wrists. Your crown of your head is lengthening through the back heels so that you're strong in your plank. So then, when you are toe tapping it out, we increase the stamina by starting to do plank jacks. So you hop it out. And when you're doing this, you feel strong in your body so that you're not, letting go of any of your key muscles that are going to make you not be able to do that exercise. So once you're done with that, we move back down and down facing dog. And then we shift back forward to a high plank. This time, we're going to do shoulder taps. So you want to step as wide as your mat, at least hip width distance, so that when you do your shoulder taps, you're standing firm in your high plank and you're not rocking side to side. So you can do these pretty well balanced. And then we're back here again. Now, once we're done with that, your body is pretty well done, you're tired. There is one more. That's a part of the cardio burst. This is called cardio burst. So you do start in high plank, then you lower down to your forearms. So you're in a forearm plank now. Crown of your head is still lengthening through your back heels, and you're keeping your hips low, so that when you do hip dips, they're slow and controlled. So that is cardio burst. Once you're done with cardio burst, then you go into like your core series. So once you're done with your hip dips, you go back down into a child's pose. So this is a child's pose. Your knees are as wide as your back. You lower down, your palms are stretched towards the edge of your mat. Your crown rests on the mat. And then, so it's like your temples off the top of your head. And then you want to lengthen enough for your sacrum and your booty to basically lower down to your heels and relax down to your heels. So this is a really nice stretch, especially if you're just waking up or you want to get ready and prepared for a workout. This is the kind of stretch that we would do. And then from here, you can, of course, always shift forward into a tabletop, which is what usually happens after you do that kind of stretch. So, shoulders are always over wrists. You're pressing your palms and your shins into the mat. And you can go into cow pose where you inhale, your shoulders draw back, your navel towards the mat, your gaze is lifted. And then you exhale, you press the back away, and you dome your spine for cat pose. So this is cat pose, this is cow pose. And you can do a couple of these, especially if you wake up in the morning, and this makes you feel very opened up and prepared, really, for any movement to invite into your body. And from here, when we go into our core series, we usually sit off to either side, and then we put our legs in front of us, and then we lower down, and we go into our crunch sit-up series, where of course you can do a couple of these. You want to, of course, keep your arms, elbows out to either side. You don't want to bring them in like this ever, or lift your neck. You never want to do that. You don't want to strain anything. So we're lengthening. Everything is shooting up, but you're also lifting through your core. So everything lifts, and then you lower, and then you lift, and then you lower. So imagine like picking a spot at the ceiling, and everything is lengthening to that spot. And then after we do these, of course, you can do like a bridge with your legs, and you can go into bicep crunches, and then you sit there and almost home. And you want to try to get your elbow to each knee, and then knee back in the center for 4. So like that. And then, of course, you can always let it out. But you need to be, of course, strong in your core so that you're able to keep that energy in one straight line. There are more exercises that you can do here on the floor, which would be like legs straight up in the air, where you're doing toe taps, or even cherry pickers. And then, of course, you can place your hands right underneath your hip bones, or your sit bones. And then you can lower down and do leg lifts. And then do your flutter kicks up in, where your legs are at least 6 inches off the ground. So that would be floor core series. When we incorporate weights into our practice, we want to always ensure that heart is home base. So you always want to start here, always keep a small bend in your elbows, and whenever it's starting up into another pose or position, you want to come back to heart. So whenever it's starting, you always want to come back here. So a lot that you can do with weights when you're doing yoga. A low lunge, so you can step one leg back. And remember, everything is in a straight line. So your knee is over your toes. This knee is going towards the ground. And then you can do things such as little as this, And then you can even add a lunge up. So you can go down and then lift up. And you can go down and then lift up. Another thing you can do is with your lunge, you can do something as doing these with your arms. And then you can even add the lunge. So you can bend, extend, bend, extend. And then that's a very popular yoga is warrior two. So when you do come out to warrior two, let's say you're in a high crescent, weights to heart, spin the back heel down, open it up to warrior two, weights to heart, reverse warrior, weights to heart, pivot, release your weights, step back side plank, shift forward, vinyasa. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What's a good one? What's a lot of stuff that I do? Should I like face this way?
Yep.
Okay, so you can do when you go like this, you bring these off to the side, and you want to use balance. So you want to keep your foot flat, you want to balance, you want to cross these all the way over and come out. And we're working our back muscles and our core, because you're really supposed to keep your core engaged this whole time. You're going to keep breathing. And then you want to push back. Now another thing you can do, you can bounce like that, and you can go in to a half split. And then you go into the other side. So then you balance on this leg, and you can switch it up. So you can do like an open close. So open close. And then you pulse back. Then this is called a warrior three. Ooh. And then yeah.
What do you call that pose?
That was a half split. So you can use your weights for support, or you can ditch the weights. And you can just go all the way down. Use your fingertips for support. Lift your leg. And you can even get to the point where you're there. I'm not there. Yeah. What else is there?
The tree pose.
So a tree pose is where you can either start with your leg out, and you want your foot to be on the soft part always, never in the joint. Because if it's in a joint, you don't want to, push your knee out. You just want to be able to balance. And you can let your arms do whatever they're balanced. Now you can also lift higher, and you can put it up on your thigh. And you can even extend out that way. And that's called a tree pose. Another thing you can do, I didn't want to block. This is called a heart opener. So what you do is you start with a block of air, and then you start with a block of air, right? And then you lay down, and you can do this wherever you are. And then the edge of your shoulders, like right about there, is supposed to sit on that one. And then this block is meant just for it to rest on your head. And then you can either go like this and just sit, and you're supposed to like relax all your muscles and just like be at peace and be still. Another thing you can do is you can start with your legs together and then allow them to open up into like a butterfly so that you can just relax. And what this is doing is it's opening up your heart and this whole section to just release and really like it's good for your back too and your neck. And you can just sit like this for a while. And it feels really good. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good one. Another one that I really like is when you can basically, so you can go up to like this, like a bridge pose, and you put this underneath, and then you can do like the legs up the wall. And then you can just like sit like this for a while. And this is supposed to be good too because the blood will circulate all the way from your feet down your legs. And it's supposed to be really good for you. And this doesn't hurt because you're supposed to position it in a way where it feels normal. So once you find what's comfortable for you, like you'll be able to sit like this for a long time. And then once you're done with that one, you can do a rock pose. So this one's good too. So basically you can put like a couple of blocks down. And you just start with your knees together, your hands by your sides, and then you just kind of like fold over. And the point of it all is to just be aligned like a rock. So like, you're just like that. And that's supposed to like very like relax you too. And make you feel really good. Sculpting was fun, guys.
Exactly.
And that's a wrap for Yoga Flow.